Good morning, grade nines. We're going to start the second last unit here, and hopefully you finished your test on lines, the third test, so you are completely done lines, and we're heading into some geometry. So the first lesson is review of angle properties, and a lot of this you've seen before. So the very first one is supplementary angles. Supplementary angles occur when two or more angles formed at a single point lie along a straight line. If this is the case, the angles all add up to 180 degrees. So visually, the way that would look, anytime you have a straight line, so we have a straight line, and I separate the straight line. And say there is 126 degrees here and x is there. So 126 and x. And the thing we know is any straight line is 180 degrees. So 180 degrees minus 126 equals, and what do we have, 54? So there's our solution, 54 degrees. And that's going to work for any straight line. So the next one is a straight line with 81 degrees, and the process is exactly the same. 180 degrees, subtract the 81, and you get 99 degrees. So let's jump to some more challenging stuff, which isn't really that challenging. It's just your favorite topic, algebra. So we've got 6x minus 3 and 3x plus 21. So there's my second one. 6x minus 3 and 3x plus 21. And the same process, I know it's 180 degrees, equals 6x minus 3 plus 3x plus 21. You could put the brackets around that. So you could technically say it is 6x minus 3 plus 3x plus 21. But when you're doing a plus, the positive one multiplies in and it just stays the same. So the brackets are not necessary. They would be necessary in subtraction, and you would have seen that when we're talking about the distributive property. So we're here. 180 equals 6x minus 3 plus 3x plus 21. Collect like terms. We did this before. We're going to do it again. Collecting like terms. 180 degrees equals, I have 6x and 3x is 9x. Minus 3 plus 21 is plus 18. So 180 equals 9x plus 18. Now isolate the x. Subtract 18 from both sides. So I've subtracted 18 from both sides, and we end up with 162 equals 9x. 162 equals 9x. Divide by 9. Divide by 9. X is equal to, so 162 divided by 9. Let's see, it goes in once with 7. 18. So there you go. There's your solution to C. We're on to D now. What happens when you separate a straight line into 3 segments instead of just 2 segments? So we have straight line 4x 36 and 5x. So there's our next question. Same process, you know it has to add up to 180 degrees. So you know has to add up to 180 degrees. Collect your like terms. And simplify it. So I just collected my like terms and simplified, and now isolate x. Now next, 144 divide by 9. X equals (16) when you divide by 9. Okay, so x equals 16. Now, thing I didn't mention, when in the previous question x is 18, you should go back into the question and solve for the full angle. So if x is 18, you got to go back and fill in 3x plus 21 is 3 times 18 plus 21. You get that angle. And the other one was 6x minus 3, so 6 times 18 minus 3, and you get that angle. In the example we just did, x is 16. So you go back and 4 times x is 4 times 16, you get the answer. 5x is 5 times 16, get the answer. And now you have the actual angles. So it's good to, you need to solve for x in both cases, but then you also want to actually figure out what the exact angle is. So sub the x back in and solve to get the full angle. And that is supplementary angle theorem. So let's continue on with the next idea. Okay, so let's move on to the next concept, sum of the angles in a triangle. So the three angles in a triangle always add up to 180 degrees. So supplementary angles, and anytime you split a straight line, the angles are going to add up to 180 degrees. And anytime you're looking at interior angles of a triangle, the angles are going to add up to 180 degrees. So let's take a look at the first couple examples. Here's our first example. We have 93, we have 31, and we have x. Now, we have to add up those angles and then see what's missing from 180. So let's do that. 180 minus, we have a 93 and a 31. So that is 124. So 180 minus 124 is equal to our x. And it's going to end up being 56. So our x ends up being 56 degrees. And to check that, you just add up 56, 31, 93. If it adds up to 180, then you've done it right. If it doesn't, you've made an error and you got to figure out where your error is. Next example, we have let's see the best way to do this. My ear, there we go. Okay, so we have 85 and we have 67 and we have x. So again, same process. You add them up to figure out what you need to do. 180 degrees minus, we have 85 and 67. That is 152. So 180 minus 152, because I just added the 85 and the 67. When I do the actual subtraction, I end up with what is it, 18? 28, my bad. 28. So my x in this case is 28 degrees. The next one's a little different. We have what's called a specific type of triangle, isosceles. And isosceles triangles, if you have exactly equal sides, then your angles are going to be equal. So this ends up being 180 degrees minus the 58 equals 122 degrees. So there's my subtraction. 180 minus the 58 equals 122 degrees. And what I'm going to do next, I have two x's. So take the 122 and divide it by 2 equals 61. Degrees. So basically what we did there, if you want to look at it a different way, is some algebra. In essence, we said that 180 degrees equals 58 plus x plus x. So another way of looking at it, 180 degrees equals 58 plus x plus x. Collect like terms, you end up with equals 2x plus 58. Subtract the 58, subtract the 58. So I collected like terms and subtract the 58. And then I divide by 2. Either way, my x is 61 degrees.